This is Enriquez. Nickname Blackhand of the Mexican Mafia. Prison gang politics.
Hey folks, my name is Enriquez. Welcome to another episode of Uncensored. We're going to continue with the video, but I want to give you a little tidbit about Huero Shy. Right here, he's 43 years old, born July 15th, 1951. So he's 43 years old in this video, and he's now 73 years old. In July 15th, he'll be 74. Man, time flies when you're having fun, right? I don't think he's having fun, though. Let's go on with the video.
The brothers out here are rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, so however that wants to be handled.
We do got things going for us, and we do got incomes coming in for us, but nowhere near your jets. Or
We got
bills.
Oh, I know it's rough out here. Shit, I know it's rough.
Okay, there's another issue.
Yeah, go ahead.
He went downstairs to get some sodas or something.
So, Huero Shy is leaving the room to bring in the newly minted carnal, Pelon. He's a carnal, and by all rights, he should be in that room. Huero Shy recognizes that fact and went to retrieve him.
Soda machine's right here. He was putting his ear on the door like this.
The individual in the black hoodie and the black hat that walked in is Luis Maciel, the newly made carnal.
All right, let's get a quick rustle around. Hey, you already ran down all the reglas and everything down to him before you made him a brother?
Some of them, yeah. I didn't want to tell him everything until he became a carnal, you know.
You run down everything. You ran it all down, you know, all the reglas.
The basic ones he knows that.
The basic ones, yeah. He should know them anyway. You know.
Well, we're at a pretty good time right now, you know.
Let's stop this. That's Perico from Norwalk with the shirt open. The individual that came up from behind Pelon was Tonito from Sereno, who's deceased as well.
You talking about the ring? Yeah, well, I've done most.
The individual with the gangster hat, just out of view right now, you can see the tip of his hat, is Randy Therian, cowboy from Bassett.
Somebody got somebody like that.
That's Randy Therian. That's Carlitos from Lomas hugging Pelon now.
Don't you have to French kiss him or something?
That is hilarious. Don't you have to French kiss him? There's always a joke in the inductions. It's happened happened to me. So that's kind of reminiscent of the past.
You've already introduced all the brothers. Yeah, you all got you do.
How many Pelons are they now?
Just two people?
Yeah, there's certain reglas and guidelines that we go by.
Here is Perico attempting to flex yet again. Shy told him already. I've told him some of the reglas I didn't want to tell him to was in it, but I'll do it later. But Perico feels the need to display his authority again. Again, that's a hallmark of an individual who has low self-esteem and low self-confidence.
When the brother gets the chance, I'm pretty sure he's going to run them down to you and explain them to you, man. And we're real serious about them, you know? Real serious
We
about
talked
them.
about someone that we had to talk to.
Okay, I want to bring up another matter, which is a personal matter concerning myself. Maybe I shouldn't bring it out here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, I was going to talk to just a few individual brothers and explain, and it's concerning what happened to me in the county jail. Okay.
Stop the presses. Stop the presses now. Perico has a tendency to get tweaked out on coke and go into paranoid delusion. He's done it a number of times, right? And here's yet another incident where it's happening, and he's trying to get ahead of the politics by saying, hey, this is what happened to me. And I want you to know it happened to me. But I'm still here, I'm still strong. But this is what he's gonna do now. He had another paranoid incident, either using meth or coke, and he went off his rocker, and now he's trying to clean it up.
I was in the county jail, man, there was a few things that happened, with me, but then again, I don't blame nobody because sometimes a person puts himself in those positions. Okay, a few things happened with me and a few dudes got it and ran with it, but the majority of it is bullshit. I'm still the same motherfucker that I always was, and if there's somebody, that thinks otherwise, aquí estoy. Now, Guate, me and him were bumping heads real serious for a little while. Okay, me and him went down to Palmas together, and we got all that stuff straightened out and everything. I even offered to be his celly, if he wanted to go. I said, vamos a, let's sell up, para que tú me agarres confianzas or whatever. Now I'll admit, that I fucked up. I can't handle drugs, especially, la blanca, okay? Now, a few incidents happened, I tweaked out and everything, a few incidents happened, but except that a certain few individuals that needed somebody to clean their ass with used me and got those issues and ran with it, okay? Now, I can give you vatos my palabra and tell you, I don't fuck around with that shit no more, with the blanca, and now I was told that all that shit that had happened in the past is water under the bridge, okay? Now, I know my problems, where I fuck up and everything, and I check myself. Now, we're all brothers, man, and we're supposed to help each other. If I'm slipping and if I'm fucking up, pull me up and tell me, you know what I'm saying? And I expect that, because I know for a fact not everybody's backyard is clean. We're all, acá, Now, but there was a brother that got the issue and ran with it, and even fabricated information, some shit about me that wasn't true. And I didn't find out this until after, that the guy had said some things about me that weren't true. And, and that was straightened out too. Another thing that was straightened out was something between Topo and me. See, she went and told Topo that I was telling people that Topo was a PC. That was bullshit. Now, where the fuck am I gonna come around and all you brothers in here that know me, you know me, you ain't never heard me talk about a brother. Victorio, you ever hear me talk about any brother? I never said nothing about a brother, and it was bullshit. And I talked to Topo about it. I talked to Topo about it. You know what I'm saying? So.
I was actually there when this occurred. I was in the county jail when this occurred, and I know about it because that was the rumor that he called Topo PC, right? But Topo was there with me, and this is a serious issue. To call a brother a PC is a serious issue. It's a killing offense, right? It's one of the reasons I had Bessie Sagato, Bessie from 18th Street, hit. And it's the reason he dropped out, because he started that rumor about me. I wasn't a PC. I was still a good carnal, and he started saying that. So I took action, as Topo was going to take action against Perico.
I just wanted to get all that straightened out and everything. I'm just, any of you brothers ever need me for nothing, ahí estoy. I don't give a fuck what it is. You know what I'm saying? Ahí estoy. I've always been there, All right?
Hey, but let's go back to what you were talking about the carnales up there. We did, I picked the list on, I just picked the list and I started like Lalo, Danny.
Let me give you a little clarification that the Topo they're talking about is not Juan Garcia. It is Benjamin Topo Peters, my co-defendant in one of my cases. I caught a life without sentence with Topo in the county jail when we stabbed Mamba Nostro. But they're talking about Topo Peters. That's who Perico was talking about.
Boy, Angel, and then I got some carnales in the feds. I just sent some carga to a Black Bobby and some feria to Ruben from Azusa, and I had some more night out. See, I sent feria to Night Out and Boxer. But what I did is I backed off for a while until I could get in contact with all their families, but somebody reliable, because I was sending the money orders in my name, and all that's going to do is.
I'll tell you what, I never got any of that money. I never got a penny of that money. Here's the thing though, that the Cardenas would go see my mom, Shy, Big Pelon from Norwalk, Chuco, and they would take care of my mom, right? And I remember on one occasion, one of the Cardenales dropped off $500, right? And I got a $40 money order. And I asked my mom at a visit, I said, Mom, where's the rest of my money? He said, Mijo, I spent it. I said, Mom, you're stealing from me. And she told me, Mijo, if I can't steal from you, then who can I steal from? So I imagine that my mom collected quite a bit of money on my behalf, which she really did, and kept it all, right? But the carnales would send me clavo, they would take care of me. So part of this is factual, right? But the part about me getting the money from them, no, I didn't get it. My mom got it. But they did take care of my mom real well.
Bring me calentura. So I was trying to find somebody from their family who's reliable, who I know I can give the money order to, or the feria or something like that, and they'll get it, you know. But there's enough of us out here who are doing something, a little something. But see, the way I look at it también is, does the carnal deserve it? You know, just because he's a carnal doesn't mean that he's deserving. Because if it's somebody
That's a shithead.
yeah, who's a good politicking motherfucker's always trying to push shit in the game, and who's been out here on the streets and never did nothing for nobody, and then goes back to and you know you don't see him or nothing. There's carnales we don't even see out here, and then they get busted and they go back at Viva laeme and all that bullshit. You know.
That's Perico. That's Perico. Perico from
you know, now that shit. That's what I look at también, you know. But we should maybe redo that list that we got. And,
All right, go ahead, you finish.
and make sure that you know the carnales up there has something, you know.
Okay, another, this is a real serious matter, and I don't know if I should be the one to bring it up, but I am. I was gonna talk to you about it. Okay, for some apparent reason, there's some brothers, man, that are from certain neighborhoods that got certain things going, and they think just because they're a so-and-so from that neighborhood, everything, you know, is them. Okay, and it's not. It's the eminent.
Right.
For some reasons, people have missed the concept of the eminent.
Right.
And think, like, say for instance, I'm from 18th Street, and I'm getting, my homeboys are collecting, you know, taxing people, and I, just because I'm so from 18th Street, that stuff is me, and it's not. They're giving you that shit not because you're so-and-so, they're giving it to you because you're from the eminent and what the eminent represents.
I think that that's an antiquated thought, right? On both Shy's part and on both Perico's part. Now, I'm not going to go out there and hustle in a territory and establish it and create an extortion program, a distribution program, and everything else under the sun. Anything happens there, they're paying, right? And I'm collecting the money because it's my hood, right? I'm not going to do that for people that I don't even like, let alone carnales that are no accounts, right? Because a no account is an individual that's not worth anything, right? He's a nobody, right? And Shy said it, there's guys up there, do they deserve it, right? Just because I hustle doesn't mean it belongs to them, it belongs to me. That's my hustle, made off my blood, sweat, and tears. So I completely disagree with that. That's antiquated thought, and it doesn't align with contemporary practices within the organization.
Now the issue of a certain brothers bumping heads, behind they lost the concept of the eminent, and they got hung up on me individually, and greed started coming in. You know, I mean, we respect when something that belongs to a certain brother because he built it and he's working it. That's his. We understand, and hopefully he'll bring us up too.
That's right.
But when a person is getting something because he's from the eminent, that's the idea. The eminent, not because you're so and so from the barrio. Because if no, the rest of the dudes from the neighborhood would be getting it. They're not getting it. You're getting it because you're from the eminent. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is something that we're going to have to think about, and then hopefully in the next junta, you know, we'll all be there and we can find, you know, reach some kind of, you know, solution to that problem, man.
Well, yeah, everything that we're doing out here, and go back to something you said about taxing the neighborhood, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I don't worry about that either.
Because all the barrios are supposed to be our camaradas.
Yeah.
And if we go into barrios taking their shit from them, they're going to feel like a bunch of little punks. And when it comes time for the nitty gritty, they're not going to be there for us, man.
Yeah, that's what happened to the Palmeros.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's why all the
There's that phrase, Palmeros, are referring to the Nuestra Familia. This is a common phrase that was utilized by all Mexican Mafia members to describe any member of the Nuestra Familia, because it was in a really rural Central California agricultural area, and there was a lot of farming, right? That hence the name Parameros, right? Utilized by a lot of people. But again, I disagree with those concepts that they have of taxing territories and taxing gangs, because that is the bread and butter of the organization today.
All of Northern California turned against some Palmero, and that's what's going to happen to us, and I see it happening. You know, like the neighborhoods that I'm in charge of, I don't. They give something.
You work with them.
Yeah, I work with them though. You know,
It's a different.
I'm fair to them. I go and I kick it with them. I treat them with respect. I don't talk bad to them, and I don't tell them you better give me some money or you're through. I don't do that shit. But there are carnales going around doing that, and I don't agree with it. I don't like it because I'm the inmate too, and whatever consequences there's going to be from that, the consequences are going to follow me also.
Check it out, Huero. When we first started meeting with all the barrios, it came from the meetings here. We start talking about let's get all the barrios together, let's start doing this, let's start doing that. Nobody did nothing.
Again, they're arguing against the taxation program. This is the program that was established during the park meetings, and the Mexican Mafia got reps in every gang. Shy's not with it. Perico's not with it. And I think they misunderstood the concept. But there were some brothers, like Shy is saying, that practiced this, went to the neighborhood and say, you got to kick down or else, you know? And I think that the tactic necessitates some finesse, that it has to be a symbiotic relationship in which both individuals are gaining materialistically or politically, or somebody gains something from each end of the relationship, right? That's how I viewed it, right? So again, we'll get back to this video in the next episode. With that said, folks, as always, like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, share with a friend. And as always, hype the video. Hype, hype, hype. It's important. It promotes the channel. Peace out, folks. Stay safe. Have a nice day.